Hey, what is up, everyone? This is Tyler G of Batman Figs on Instagram, and today's BTAS episode review is going to be on the episode titled "You Scratch My Back." It starts off with Nightwing staking out the docks, seeing gun runners bring in weapons illegally and other things that they're going to sell on the black market. And as he's doing so, Batgirl and Batman show up, and he's kind of upset. He's like, "Hey, this is my thing, this is my gig, this is my case, what's up?" And then he excuses himself and starts, breaking up what they're doing, taking him out. But then Batgirl shows up, starts helping him, and he gets kind of pissed. And then, Batman takes the hint, and he just kind of stands there to scare a guy and slow him down a bit. But he tells Nightwing, "Hey, he's all yours, go get him." And then Nightwing, he's going after the guy, and the guy, he finds him, but he's all wrapped up, and he sees a shadow, so he's thinks it's Batman. He's like, "Hey, this is my thing. I thought I told you." And then he looks, and it's Catwoman. And she says it's a gift, and she blows him a kiss, and then she takes off. And then the next scene, we see Dick telling Barbara, and she's a little jealous. But then he takes off to continue trying to find out more about the people and the operation that are bringing in the illegal weapons and artifacts. And Catwoman shows up again. And, she's trying to play to his emotions and, play Batman against him a little bit, saying, "Hey, why can't we work together?" And he doesn't trust her at first, but she's like, "Oh, why can't you guys believe I change? Batman, he never believes I change," and stuff like that. And so, because Nightwing, he wants to be his own man, and he's trying to prove that he's different from Batman, he decides to give her a chance. And also, she gives him some good information, so he's like, "I'll work with her. I'll work with you." And so they work together, and they actually do a good job. They get some a little bit more information, and Nightwing, he's pleased that she didn't betray him, because he thought that she was going to betray him at first. But it works out, and the next scene we see Selina Kyle at her apartment, and Batman shows up, and he says straight up, "I want you to stay away from Nightwing." And she's like, "Oh, usually mother birds know when to let their robins leave the nest," and she's just toying with Batman, trying to act like she's gonna do stuff with Nightwing and acting super innocent but in a sly way. And Nightwing shows up, and he tries to tell Batman, "Hey, I know what I'm doing. I can take care of myself," and all this stuff. And then Batman leaves, and then Nightwing shows Selina that in the midst of all that, Batman placed a tracker on her to keep tabs on him. So Catwoman puts it on Isis, her cat, and lets her run free so that Batman and Batgirl will be chasing around nothing. And eventually we get to a part where Catwoman leads Nightwing to the main stash of where these people are putting all the illegal weapons and the illegal artifacts, and she starts breaking a few because she stole a jewel herself and placed it in one of the artifacts. And she was doing so, the only reason she was using Nightwing was basically for protection and to make sure she could find it. And she did get the jewel that she stole. And Nightwing is kind of pissed, and he's like, "Hey, I trusted you." And then Catwoman's like, "Oh, too bad," and then starts fighting him, starts unleashing the whip on him. And then Batgirl and Batman show up again, and Robin reveals that he was working with them the whole time, and that they had to make her believe that that Nightwing was trusting her so that she would lead them to the main stash in the end, which she did. And so I'll leave the rest and the complete ending up for you to watch if you haven't already. But this is one of those episodes that's just perfectly written again, and again it feels like a mini movie. You would have sworn that it was maybe an hour long, and it's only 23 minutes, because they juggle so much stuff so well. And in terms of overall story arc with Nightwing, this is the first time we really get to see Nightwing in action for this season, and it's really cool to see how he's progressed from Robin. Even his voice, the voice actor Lauren Lester did a really good job at making him sound a little bit more mature. But not to the point where we wouldn't recognize that as being Robin or Dick Grayson. So I really like that aspect, and the fact that if you were invested in the series and been watching from the start, like, oh wow, it's really cool seeing Robin become Nightwing. And for a lot of people, that was their first introduction to Nightwing. And then also how they really played up the twist with the conflict with Nightwing and Batman being at odds with, whether or not they should be working or trusting Catwoman. Like, I thought that was great. And might have been a little insight to how they, ended up parting from being each other's partners. So that was really cool. And then the fact that the twist at the end where Nightwing actually was working with Batman the whole time, that shows, I think, a glimpse of how well they work together and why they're the dynamic duo, why they're the classic Batman and Robin, that they could just play a Catwoman like that the whole time and not give any hints. It's just really well done, and I enjoyed this episode thoroughly. It's really fun. The fact that they could even balance 5 characters plus a villain with Batman, Batgirl, Nightwing, Selena Kyle, and the villain, they did a really good job. And this is, I think, besides Over the Edge, I think this is the next best for this season overall. This episode, it explains a lot, and you see a lot of different dynamics. It just feels like even though the style is different, it feels like one of the earlier Batman the Animated Series episodes, story-wise, which you gotta love. So stay tuned. I will be doing a Gotham Season 4 Episode 3 review, and after that, maybe an action figure review, but it's pretty late in the day already. But stay tuned. Hope you guys have a great day, great weekend, and I'll see you soon.